Now, today we have the touching tale of a televangelist who seeks the ark, seeks Noah's ark, only to find it is possessed and has a demon shark guarding it. That's right, it's Noah's shark. Now, this movie is a Polonia Brothers movie. I took a short break from reviewing Polonia Brothers movies because I thought I was reviewing too many of them. But this movie definitely deserves a review. It starts with our old friend Father Benna, who you may remember from Amityville in Space. It's kind of a prequel to Amityville in Space. So if you haven't watched Amityville in Space, watch this one first. If you have watched Amityville in Space, watch this one. And I'll tell you kind of backstory on Father Benna. Father Benna is hosting an exorcist show, and he's going to perform an exorcism on a teenage girl, who then tricks her mother into making her think that Father Benna is molesting her, so she doesn't get exorcised. Then he goes to do some voice work for this shady producer. We find out skimmed some money off a megachurch, and who's producing this documentary on this book from the Witch of Endor, written by Noah's son, who was supposedly killed by this demon shark, possessed by Satan. I'm not going to go into the whole backstory here. I mean, you'll have to watch the movie. But he was written off, and it's in the book of the Witch of Endor, and he's not in the Bible because they wrote him out of the Bible. And the grandfather's journal, who followed the book of the Witch of Endor, and brought back a board from Noah's Ark. And this movie has the only exorcism on a piece of board that I know of. So he exorcises the piece of board and tells the story of Jesus exorcising a demon from a man, where the demon identified itself as Legion. Now, I'm going to briefly tell this story because it's kind of important to the plot. Okay, so Jesus exorcised this man who had 1,000 demons in him. And when Jesus asked the demon what its name was, the demon said its name was Legion. Jesus then exorcised the demons into a group of nearby pigs, and the pigs fled and drowned themselves in a river. That's basically the story. It's told like 3 times in the Bible, 3 different ways, as every story in the Bible in the New Testament is. So remember that name, Legion, and remember that it's 1,000 demons. So then Father Benna needs to see the grandfather's book, the grandfather's journal, and the book of the Witch of Endor, which he then reads and finds a way to pinpoint the ark. Now, along the way, the shady producer guy makes friends with Father Benna's old cameraman and is going to document everything. But Noah's son, who died on the ark and is written out of the Bible, and his name I don't remember. It begins with a Z. Zebekiah or something like that. His descendants try to stop them by lighting a building on fire, but they just pour gasoline on like one window, which is not how you light a building on fire. You got to pour gas all around the building, and you got to put some gas in the building. Trust me, I know how to light a building on fire. Don't ask me how. It is quite obsessive amount of gas. You don't just pour a little bit on a window and light a lighter. By the way, you want to use matches when lighting a building on fire, not a lighter. So they light the studio on fire, but luckily everything is saved because the producer doesn't just keep that stuff lying around anymore. So they decide they need some muscle to take with them on this trip. And they hire this woman called Jet, who has one of the fakest looking guns in all of movies. She has some history with the producer, but they hire her anyways. Now they head to the mountain, which name I also don't remember, but it's in Iran, Turkey, and it's on like the border of Iran and Turkey. And they go to the Iran side. Now the producer thinks it's in Israel, and Father Brandon's like, no, it's on Iran and Turkey. So they go to this mountain, and they're getting chased by troops up it, which of course we don't see the troops because it's a Polonia Brothers movie, and Polonia Brothers movies have budgets of like $5. Throughout this, we're getting interjected pictures of the shark biting the grandpa's arm off as he went, because we've seen the grandpa getting the piece of wood and stuff. So I was seeing him bite the grandpa's arm off, and grandpa having cut his arm off from the shark biting it off with his hatchet. And we're seeing pictures of the Witch of Endor, who's kind of hot. I mean, I wouldn't kick her out of my bed for smoking. But then again, I wouldn't kick her out of my bed for anything. I'd let her totally seduce me. Because she is kind of smoking hot babe. She is kind of the hottest babe in there, is the Witch of Endor. But I digress. I'm getting off topic. So they're making it up this mountain. And eventually the cameraman is like, we're not getting any good footage we can use. But Father Benna is like, we're going to make it there today. So they finally make it up there, and they find the ark. Father Benna touches it, and he has a religious experience. He goes inside the ark first, sees blood, sees the grandfather with one arm, sees Noah's son, who got ate by the shark on the board, and then goes in the water, gets eaten by the shark, comes out, is back inside the ark, gets told by one of the descendants of Noah's son, the Z people, that his soul is theirs, comes back outside of the ark, and then collapses. And they go to get him water. Well, when they go down to get him water, the shark is in the water. And the shark eats the producer. Father Benna makes it in time, though, to save Jet, who then gets eaten by the shark anyways. So then Father Benna orders the cameraman to make it down the mountain. Father Benna may not survive, but the cameraman will. And then the witch appears to Father Benna. And Father Benna is like, you're not the Witch of Endor, are you? She's like, no, we are Legion. Told you that'd come back. Remember, Legion was that 1,000 demons. And she's like, we need you as much as you need us. So the cameraman's racing down the mountain, and Father Benna survives and catches up to the cameraman, throws the camera in the snow and says, nope, we're not taking any of this footage back. We're not telling anybody we came here. We're just going to make it down the mountain. Because we're not sending anybody to Legion to get demonized. But as they're walking away, we see a hand reach out and grab the camera. And that is the end of the movie. Now, there's a lot more little chunks in there that I just skimmed over. So I highly recommend this movie. This is a good movie. There's a lot of footage of the shark. There's a lot of footage of the hot. Well, I called her the Witch of Endor, but she's really not the Witch of Endor. She's really Legion, which are 1,000 demons. So she's really representing 1,000 people, and she's pretty skinny for 1,000 people. And she's hot. And this is a Polonia Brothers movie. So it's pretty well made for a Polonia Brothers movie. So I give it 12 out of 10 stars. Watch Noah's Shark. It's on Prime Video. It's on Tubi. I'm sure it's on something else. 12 out of 10 stars. Join me next week. We're going to be doing one of the biggest horror movies of all time, the original Frankenstein, which is on Peacock if you guys want to watch it before I do it. See ya.